Today's topic is goal setting. So I will say this, setting realistic goals, setting goals that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. It does require a level of patience. It does require you to think through it. If you're not a person that's established goals before, that first time and first couple of times that you write it, you're going to rewrite them. You're going to create new goals. And so you have to give yourself a little bit of grace and mercy along the way. Trust me on that. So we're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You're welcome to join us there in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. I'm broadcasting the article that we are looking at today. It comes to us from Indeed, and it says 10 effective goal setting techniques for achieving your goals. Again, 10 effective goal setting techniques for achieving your goals. And again, it comes to us from Indeed if you want to pull it up yourself later and sort of read through the whole thing. We're not going to read through the whole thing. In addition to that, in the e-commerce planning Facebook group, you can download the free checklist. That checklist will give you the opportunity to step through the daily activities that we execute in our e-commerce business. It doesn't matter if you're doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, if you have private label or white label products, if you're doing drop shipping, you got a wholesale suppliers. If you're doing print on demand, it does not matter what platform you're selling on: Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, Shopify. It doesn't matter. Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. There's some fundamentals that all sellers engage in. The percentage of time that we engage in those things may be different based on the type of the model, the method of e-commerce that we're doing and which platform we're selling on. But we all do the same thing. Every seller has to do a little bit of product research, whether it's a little bit or a lot. Every seller is doing some sourcing. Every seller does that. Every seller has to create a listing. For private label people, they may have a product that they don't have to create listings all the time, but they are creating listings. And every seller has some level of shipping that's happening in their business. It doesn't matter if they're doing the shipping directly or if they're using a service or they've got an integration where their items are automatically shipped for them. And every seller has some level of customer service that could be outsourced to somebody else. So, we're talking about customer questions, reviews, returns, refunds, all of that fun stuff. There's some other things that every seller has to do, and we kind of cover some of those in the weekly planning session and in the monthly planning session. So you're welcome to join us there. The weekly planning session is on Saturdays at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is live on Clubhouse and also in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. We're working on getting on Instagram. We have been fighting with the tool that we were using to get onto Instagram, but it hadn't worked out for us. So we're just moving on. We're going to figure it out this weekend, I guess. And then we do the monthly planning session. So we've already hosted our planning session for the month of May, and we do that the last Sunday of every month. So we did it last Sunday. You're welcome to go and listen to that recording. Do some planning for next month. Be intentional about what you want to accomplish in your business. Okay. So with that being said, let's go through these 10 effective goal setting techniques for achieving your goals. So one of them is creating SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. They have a timeline. So in establishing those goals, it's extremely important that you do set SMART goals. That is one of the foundations of even determining if you're going to, if you're making the progress that you want to make in your business. So SMART goals are the thing that is going to make the most sense in your business. Whether it is, how many items you're going to be sourcing for a specific upcoming whatever, or period of time for Q4. Like planning for Q4 is one of those things where you're setting SMART goals. And so that it's going to be specific. It's going to be specific to Q4. There's probably going to be specific products that you're going to be sourcing directly. Then it's also going to be measurable. Measurable meaning that you're going to be checking to see how much progress you make on those specific things, how many of those that you sell, what's the quantity, what's the volume, all of that. Achievable, well, it's Q4, and so hopefully you will have some realistic goals, and hopefully you'll look at your stats from last year. And realistic or relevant, Okay, so relevant to Q4, these are things that people are going to be buying in Q4, and time bound or time specific. So those time bound or time specific, time frame. So these are things that we're selling in the month of October through December. Sometimes I expand mine at Q4 numbers out because the activities that you do are really before that. So, September to, you could say through mid-January because you're still dealing with returns and refunds then. But anyway, um, so setting those realistic goals, and then there's some additional ones. If you want to set um smarter goals, the E and the R are evaluate and readjust. So in any case, I would, you can look at this article. It is actually a really good article to help you to build some realistic goals. And I will tell you again, as an entrepreneur, setting goals in your business, trying to figure out which ones are going to work for you, which ones are going to help you to achieve your goals. Or, when you're first starting off and you're really not sure what you should be doing in your business, what the things you should be focusing on that are going to at least get you started and help you to sustain a little bit of momentum until you figure out what those goals are. I will tell you, as you go on this journey, your goals that you set when you first start on this journey are not the same goals that you're going to continue with the rest of the journey. There might be, there's always going to be smart goals, whether you're starting now or moving on later. But you're going to make adjustments to your business model. You're going to make adjustments to your method in which you do different things. Over time, you'll adjust and maybe outsource some things. And so that's going to require you to establish new goals or maybe take on a new method of establishing goals. So again, where you start today may not be where you end up later. You're going to grow, and that's going to require you to make adjustments to how you run your business and what you do in your business. So just get started creating some goals, and then you'll make adjustments along the way as you continue to grow and develop in your business. The next one is hard goals. HARD. So I know I don't know what level of accent that I have. I've actually I've traveled all over the US, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just not enunciating the words correctly. But anyway, hard goals. So hard goals are one, it's heartfelt, it's animated, it's required, and it's difficult. So heartfelt, if you want to learn a new skill, imagine the pride of having that new skill. So using that imagination so you can visualize having that new goal, animated, so that you visualize achieving that goal and what it would look like. Incorporate every sense that you can and imagine what it would be like. So it's using a lot of your imagination along the way. Required. So if possible, connect your goal to something that is necessary for you. For example, if you want to learn how public speaking, volunteer to present something on your company's behalf. Yeah. So I love tying that to something that's going to force you to have to do it if that's a goal you're working to achieve and difficult. So set a goal that challenges you. By doing this, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. Yet your goals shouldn't be super duper easy. It shouldn't be something that, oh, okay, I can just get through that. Now, I will tell you, when you're just trying to build a habit or a routine, establishing simple goals makes sense. But beyond that habit or routine, uh, it makes sense that you're working to grow and stretch yourself. So when you're initially establishing a goal, we call the ones where they're super easy, like habits, mini goals or mini habits. And those are simple. It's easy to attain. If your goal is to create listings every single day because you don't have the habit of that routine, then you might start off with something simple like creating one new listing every single day. Because the goal is to engage in the activity or get used to the routine of creating listings. Then we can build up from there. So you may start off with, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I'm just going to create one new listing a day. Then after that, expand it to the next 2 weeks. I'm going to create 3 new listings a day. So now we're building on that, establishing that habit of creating listings, period. And then you go up to 5, maybe 7, then 10, so that way you're consistently building on that habit. So every day you're engaging in the activity of creating listings. So that's another way that you can take something that is simple and make it a more challenging as you go along. Okay. Whoop goals, WOOP. So Whoop goals are wish. Make sure your wish is exciting for you. Imagine the sort of goal that you would wish for and attach it to a positive feeling outcome. Imagine the best possible result of achieving that goal. Obstacle, consider what might prevent you from slowing down, achieving that goal. Definitely, we talk about obstacles in the daily planning. And then plan, which is find solutions to the obstacle that might interfere with your goal. And we talk about that in the daily planning. That's on the daily planning checklist. Then the next one is OKR goals. So OKR goals, I'm trying to see what the O and the K and the R are, is a goal that is, let me see. Oh, objectives, key, and results. So objectives, key, and results. So these are goals. These are the types of goals that are common in management who want to set goals that may affect the entire company. So you are your own business. If you're an e-commerce seller, you are your own company. So setting OKR goals may actually make sense for you. So the goals are also helpful for large groups. So if you've got VAs, you can probably set a few different goals. You may not use that method. It may work for you, it may not. Micro goals, I just mentioned something that's similar to micro goals, where rather than setting one large goal, you set multiple smaller goals to help you achieve the larger goal. And so I do set micro goals for myself all the time. I believe in incremental progress, incremental success in your business, because it is one bite at a time. You can't just eat the whole elephant. You have to take it one bite at a time. You can't just drop 50 pounds today. You have to drop, you could chop off one arm or one leg, you can get there real fast. But if the goal is to be a little more proportionate than just chopping off a limb, then you're going to have to set incremental goals. And that's going to be, something that it's going to happen over time. It's not going to be one fell swoop. So breaking it down into smaller pieces, what are all the little things I need to do to get to that big goal? A backwards goal, I call that re-engineering. So, what is the end result that you're looking for, and then working backwards and thinking through the process? So, backwards goals. I that technique I call that process reengineering, and I definitely do that sometimes. Value based goals. So, goals that align with your values that are important to you. So, one of the things that might be a goal that's important to you is spending more time with your family, spending more time with your kiddos, spending more time with you know those that are important to you. That may be a value-based goal. So if your goal is, you value time with your family, you value the time that you spend with them, then that might be the goal that you want to work towards increasing that amount of time that you spend with your family and spending less time in your business. And that also may make you reevaluate what you're doing. You may decide this is not for me. Like this is not for me. You may decide I don't want to do this anymore. That sometimes that becomes the realization, and you have to embrace the fact that you're about to make a major change in your life and in your business so that you can focus on that value-based goal. The next one is the Lock and Latham five principles of goal setting. Okay, so we're going to go through this. The five principles are clarity, challenge, commitment, feedback, and task complexity. So clarity, setting clear goals that you can measure and understand. Challenge, something that's definitely going to challenge you to some extent. Commitment, which is a goal that you can find a goal that you want to accomplish. The more committed you are to achieving the goal, the more likely you are to complete it. So something that you're willing to commit to. Feedback, check on your goal regularly. So again, always reevaluating where I am in this process. Am I achieving this goal or not? Measuring where you are, and then task complexity. I am having a hard time with enunciating words today. So be sure the goal is not beyond your ability. And there are times, like if you're learning a new skill, initially some things might be beyond your ability. So one of your goals might be to learn a new skill, learn a new method. If keyword research is not your jam, then learning keyword research could be an important part of that. If product research is not your jam, or you have challenges with sourcing, you're not really sure where to start, then maybe that's one of those things that you do is you establish goals to learn that new skill. One word goals, so you can keep it simplistic and straight to the point, something that's completely doable. And then visual goals. So visual goals, something that you can visualize. I will tell you, a vision board is always helpful. Putting things on mirrors, putting things where you can see them and read them, and it's a reminder of where you want to go in your business and what your life, visualizing what your life will look like once you achieve that goal. Those are all, I believe, personally part of that journey. I hope this was a blessing to you, and we are going to say goodbye for now. I'll check you guys out later. Bye.